Golly, I'm on one tonight. I know, they should be shaking in their boots. I know, they were so concerned. Their biggest concern is my memory. Could you imagine? Could you imagine living a life? I mean, just saying that out loud just makes me trippy. Of making decisions and choices, we're like, oh my gosh, what will they remember? What could they remember? Too much. Too much. That is the answer. I remember too much. So often enough, I have these conversations with God all the time because I do not want to remember so many of my things in reference to my entire life, 41 years on this earth. I do not want to remember because all the players, I just don't want to remember. I just don't. And all the players that I'm talking about, they know. They know exactly who they are. And it's ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous that we've landed here. But something came to me just a minute ago, and I had full body chills. And I wanted to say this in reference to choices and decisions of people in my life, past, present, and future. Is you have to be very mindful of your choices that you make in your day-to-day operations. You just do. Okay, because you never know what God is using for your benefit as well as a person that you're doing it towards. Because everything's always working for our greater good, right? And so often enough, I found myself in situations surrounded by people that made no sense. None. But then back when I was a child and I went through being molested, all that with my father, and still have yet to receive any accountability on that. You see, it was my fault. I asked for it and I didn't say none. Schoolsy. And then I was fast forward to 2015 when I ran into my ex-husband and that was the man that did it. And furthermore, it's one of those things like these, yeah, there's coincidences. Absolutely. But a lot of things are strategic in this world, this day and age. When it comes to people of power, people that siphon, people that steal, people that monetize, people that live a lie and have a lot of lies to tell. And there's a lot of people in my past that have a lot of lies to tell. And they know I know the truth. They do indeed. And I would be shivering too, because I do remember it all. And it's absolutely ludicrous that you landed your place on this position in this world today, this minute of the day, on, what is today? March 16th. And your concerned factors is like, what do people know? What are they going to say? What is she going to say? Because my credibility, I'm slowly gaining it back after everything you guys have done to double down and changing my credibility, because what you say goes. But yet it's all in the back. It's all in the dark and none of it's legal. Does what you say really go if none of it's done legally? One would ask. One would ask. And so it's just one of those things. Like, you have to recognize that every choice you make and everything you're embedded in and whatever it is you're doing in your day-to-day operations is always working for your greater good. So if you are partaking in things that are not great, again, we're going to land on what's right and what's wrong, because your consciousness will tell you what's right and what's wrong. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like a smart butt, but it's just ridiculous that I have to say some of these things. But I know without a doubt that there are so many people that get skewed on that. And so, for example, if you're making a wrong decision, okay, and you know it's wrong, but yet you still choose to go against it when knowing it's wrong, but still choose to do it, you've now opened yourself into a pathway of playing with universal laws that you shouldn't be playing with. Because at the end of the day, that wrong decision could land you somewhere you don't want to be 5, 10, 15 years down the road. 3 years down the road. Hence Charlie Kirk. The decision that was made, whoever, whatever, all right, that was a decision made. Now fast forward to where we're at now, 2026 March. It's not been great. They know that it was not a great decision. They're feeling the burn. That's why you got all the distractions. All right. That's why you have the smear campaign with Candace, with Tucker, with Ian, with all these things. It's all distractions. It's all distractions. I'm really bummed that she didn't go live today, but she's probably, Candace don't go live. It's the reason why she ain't going live. She's got a lot. She's a very methodical person. I've always been such a big fan of Candace. Even when she was on Daily Wire, I followed her. I've just always been thoroughly enjoyed her. I just have. She's always been such an inspiration to me. I just respect her tremendously. I really do. She stands firm on her beliefs, on her political views, on her faith. And to this day, she's just been such a beacon. And, I wish, if I could do anything differently, I wish I could have been as strong as she was from the get-go. In reference to teetering on allowing the exterior world to handle you, because she's had handlers and they haven't been able to handle her. And I had handlers and they handled me for a while there. They handled me there for a while. They got a good goat, but God was just like, enough's enough. Enough's enough. I've given you ample amount of opportunity to change your ways, ample amount of opportunity to change your ways, but yet you continually choose not to. You choose not to because you allow your flesh, you allow your ego, you allow your pride, you allow your desire for the dollar, you allow your desire for materialistic things, you allow your desire for fill in the blanks for you. And it's like one of those things where that's why it's very, 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 very important for you to always be intentional with listening to your gut, listening to your consciousness, listening to what's right and wrong, because it will always nip you in the butt. It just will. And if it doesn't nip you in the butt, it's going to nip your kids in the butt. It's going to go so on and so forth. It just is generational curses. I've been faced with a lot of them. I've had to break a lot of them. A lot of people feel something about it. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I would love to be able to have a conversation with all my family members that have passed away, because I guarantee you, if they were still living, well, I don't know that we'd be right here, truthfully. If I was being honest. If I was being truly honest, which I will be, because I don't think we would be here today if they were still of the living. So a question's like, why aren't they of the living? One might ask. That would be a part of an investigation that I would love to open. I would love to open. But anywho, that's another video later on down the road. Later on down the road. They're just going to have to Charlie Kirk me. They're going to have to take me out. They're going to have to do whatever it is they're going to do. I'm sure they can figure it out. There are a lot of bright people. And you just get to a place and when you move and operate in no fear, you just don't care. You do not care. It's your time to go. It's your time to go. Money don't matter. The dollar bill don't matter. Your abundance don't matter. Material doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of it. Your consciousness means more. Means more. And yeah, you want to set up the ability to take care of your family, take care of your children. Absolutely. But what are we setting them up for at this point? If we choose not to balk back, if we choose not to say something, if we choose not to advocate, if we choose not to use our voice, what are we really leaving behind for our children? Because you think money and all that, imagine, fast forward 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, what kind of world do you think the United States is going to look like at this point? At this point in the venture. So if you're concerned about what you're going to leave your kids behind, I would go back to the drawing board. Because it's going to need a little bit more than materialistic things. It just is. They're going to need to have the ability to siphon between what is right and wrong. To solidify them a seat, to bring heaven on earth, and to go into heaven. That's what they're going to need. That's what they're going to need. I can assure you of that. I can assure you of that. And that's what I want to show my kid. And that's why I beat the grind every single day the way that I do, because I already know. I just do. It's evident. It is absolutely evident. And